In April 2022, before his purchase of Twitter, Elon Musk tweeted, "If our Twitter bid succeeds, we will defeat the spam bots or die trying." Unfortunately, as with many things Elon Musk claims, neither of those things have happened. In fact, both hate speech and spam bots on Twitter have spiked after Musk's purchase, and the haphazard efforts made by his team, like trying to make people pay to be authenticated, have not really moved the needle much since then. Although X has recently claimed to have removed 1.7 million bots engaging in reply spam, boldly claiming that users should start noticing improvements in the coming days. Suffice to say, I've certainly noticed no improvement. But how bad is the bot problem on X? Well, Musk's Grok chatbot embedded in X says that without transparent data from X, the true percentage remains unclear, but credible estimates lean towards 20 to 37% for active accounts, with higher figures possible depending on the criteria used. A 2024 study by Fifth Column AI, analyzing almost 1.27 million accounts, estimated that 64% were potentially bots. So that's quite something for one of the key social media platforms in existence today to be almost two-thirds non-humans. And it shows just how insignificant a reduction of 1.7 million bots, if that's even true, for a user base of roughly 600 million is. So after several years of failing to keep his promise, what are Musk's minions now proposing? Well, on April 14th, X's head of product, Nikita Beer, tweeted the following: "When you read content on X, you should be able to verify its authenticity. This is critical to getting a pulse on important issues happening in the world. As part of that, we're experimenting with displaying new information on profiles, including which country an account is based, among other details. Starting next week, we will surface this on a handful of profiles of X team members to get feedback." So about this account information looks like it would share each user's location, the age of the account, and how many times the account has changed its username, which may be somewhat useful, but really puts the responsibility in the hands of individual users instead of X addressing their bot problems directly. And beyond that, in response to a Homer fading into the hedge meme post about UK users maybe not wanting this, Nikita responded, "This is great feedback. In EU countries where speech can have penalties, we should substitute country for region to preserve the right of free expression," end quote. But this was soon followed by, quote, "There will be privacy toggles. However, if a user configures them, that will likely be highlighted on their profile. More to come," end quote. So this proposal seems like it will be even less useful than it appeared at first glance. And I mean, none other than failed Republican politician Matt Gaetz reacted to the announcement on One America News by calling the displaying of users' country of origin a game changer, before noting, and I quote, "Of course, spies will VPN their way around the new transparency measure, but making it tougher and pricier for bad foreign actors to lie and manipulate our fellow Americans is still a win. It's no silver bullet, but it's certainly a start. X's leadership gets it. We're very glad to know X is in good hands," end quote. Now, I should note that the One America News actually misquotes their own video in the tweet this came from, which is pretty sus. But more importantly, how is it a game changer with respect to spam bots for X to implement a feature that only exposes information on accounts that don't turn on their privacy settings and that can be entirely avoided by using a VPN? Frankly, this seems like more big tech PR theatrics pretending they're solving a major problem by simply engineering a way to maybe sometimes give a little bit more information to users so that the users themselves can decide if they want to mute or block a potential bot without X itself necessarily taking any further action. I mean, let's face it, Musk's X spam bot promises aren't worth any more than the years of lies he's been spinning around Tesla's being able to safely drive without human intervention. And the trend of passing on responsibility to individual users to deal with problems themselves is just another example of the kind of half measures that big tech increasingly seems to be embracing. As I see it, either the leadership and engineers at X aren't skilled or inspired enough to really deal with spam bots, or they don't really actually want to deal with them. And I mean, hey, if you were a social media network, would you take meaningful action on a problem like this if it meant that your user numbers might be reduced by 2/3? Or perhaps even worse, would you want to be the one to de-amplify your blowhard boss's unhinged tweeting by cutting Musk's own followers by 2/3? I'll leave that for you to answer, but I, for one, will not be holding my breath in hopes that X's spam bot problems will ever be solved under the current management. I'm the other Mac. Keep it real out there.